Are you serious?
Hello and welcome to another episode of How to Kill an Hour, where I, Marcus Bronzy,
and I, Sean,
we go on the internet, we find some funny things, we find some cool stories, and we talk about how we've killed some time as well. Sometimes I watch half a film and give you half a review, and I watch the other half and give you half of the review in another show, and that is going to be one of those shows. Before we kick off today, how you doing, Sean?
I'm alright, bro. I'm alright. How's it going?
Man. I'm good, man. I feel like I'm dodging. I said between the last episode and this one, I've dodged many people that have the flu or flu adjacent things. I think it's another COVID because they're like, I've not had a flu like this for ages. So I'm avoiding it so far, and I know that the inevitable will hit me. So I'm living like a Final Destination style life at the moment, avoiding the cold. But the more I avoid it, the more I'm noticing people sneezing. And I'm seeing droplets of phlegm and stuff flying past me and me dodging them like Neo in the Matrix. But I know eventually, Sean.
Your senses are heightened.
They're heightened, but I know it's going to get me, Sean. And when it gets me,
it's going
to take revenge. Anyway, at the start of every show, Sean and I tell each other some jokes, our favourite ones of the week. It's so favourite of the week that we actually call it
Of the Week.
So favourite.
So favourite. We call it Jokes
Of the Week.
So without further ado, Sean, shall we crack on with our jokes of the week? Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
I just want to say prerequisite today, got some filthy ones and some funny ones and long ones and a couple short ones. So a bit of everything, to be fair.
Could have just said that.
Unnecessary words. A man suffered... A man suffered a serious heart attack while shopping.
Why are you laughing, bro? Man had a
Not funny! A man suffered a serious heart attack while shopping in a store. The store clerk called 911 when she saw him collapse. The paramedics rushed the man to the nearest hospital where he had emergency open heart bypass surgery. He awakened from the surgery to find himself in the care of nuns at a Catholic hospital. A nun was seated next to his bed, holding a clipboard with several forms and a pen. She asked him how he was going to pay for his treatment. Must be America. Do you have health insurance?
Yeah.
Do you have health insurance? She asked. He replied in a raspy voice, no health insurance. The nun asked, do you have any money in the bank? He replied, no money in the bank. Do you have a relative who could help you with the payments? Asked the irritated nun. He said, I only have a spinster sister and she's a nun. The nun again became agitated and announced loudly, nuns are not spinsters, nuns are married to God. The patient then replied, perfect, send the bill to my brother-in-law. He died shortly afterwards.
None is dread.
I know.
Savage.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like this might be a remix of one we've done before, but hey ho.
I love a remix, Sean. Sure, I gotta be honest. There's a couple of jokes we fly around the last few weeks. I was like, we've told them before,
Wow.
but I just got to hear them again. Yeah, go on.
In Manhattan, a lady was throwing a party. She went down to the market to get fresh produce. At her favourite stall, she picked out the best lettuce, onions, celery, mushrooms, etc. As she completed her shopping, she couldn't find the tomatoes. When asked, the vendor replied that he had no tomatoes. Indignantly, the woman berated the vendor. How can you not have tomatoes? What kind of market is this? She continued questioning him. Finally, he asked the woman, what do you get when you take the toma from tomatoes? Puzzled, the woman replies, toes. And what do you get if you take a toes from tomatoes? Tom, she replied. And what do you get if you take the F from tomatoes? There's no F in tomatoes. Lady, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
I love it. It's like the perfect response. It just reminds me of those things like people come to a shop, working hard or hardly working. F*** off. F*** off.
Who says that?
It's just that old thing, isn't it? You got time to stand, you got time to clean. That kind of off middle manager. Oh, I didn't realise you were open today. Yeah, because people like you keep coming in here. Sorry. Right.
There you go, bro.
Superman calls to Lois Lane. Lois, come in here a second. I want you to see something. Lois comes in the room and goes, what is it? Superman points across the room at their dog, but he's dressed this dog up with glasses and a tie. Lois goes, "Who the hell is that?" And Superman says, "It's Clark Kane."
Wait, what? Wait, I don't even. I'm laughing. I don't even
It's
get
Clark
it.
Kane, like a dog, because the dog's dressed up. She didn't know who it was. It's Clark Kane.
Oh, it was just me being slow.
I'm sorry. It's Clark Kane. I'm sorry. It's just shit. I just liked it.
No, it was good. It was just me. It was me. Bit slow on the uptake today.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll let you off.
All right. A guy comes home to find his mother-in-law unconscious on the kitchen floor. He calls the EMTs and they take her to the hospital's emergency room. After following the ambulance and navigating to the waiting room, he sits down to await the news. Finally, a doctor comes out to update him and says that he has bad news and good news, and which would he prefer to hear first? The guy thinks for a moment and replies, "The bad news." The doc replies, "Your mother-in-law has had a massive stroke. She's clinically still alive but cannot speak. She can only make quacking sounds like a duck. She can also not eat, has no bowel or bladder control. She may live another 20 years, but during that time, you will have to feed her strained baby food, wash her and change her diaper several times a day." "Oh my God," the guy says. "What's the good news?" The doc says. "The good news is, I was just kidding about that other stuff. She's dead." Oh, which is worse? Oh, it's a burden.
Do you know what? For me,
tough.
I'd rather not be changed all the time. I'll be honest. I'd rather. I'm out, mate.
Oh, from that
Yeah,
side,
yeah,
I was. Oh, you were talking about being the mother-in-law. I was talking about the guy.
Yeah,
Which was your brother?
yeah, either way, I'm out.
But you were like, I'm out. Fair play.
A census employer knocks at a door and a 10-year-old boy opens it. The 10-year-old boy has got an open beer in one hand and a fat cigar in his teeth. The census taker is a little surprised and goes, "Hello, young man. Are your parents home?" The kid takes a cigar out of his mouth, looks the guy up and down and says, "What the fuck do you think?"
I
feel like that kid's called Johnny. It's a little Johnny.
100%. Oh, you didn't even need to say it. I feel like I already knew 1000% his name is Johnny, and he's probably quite small.
Yeah.
Probably call him something like Small Johnny or something similar.
Little John, innit? Little John. Okay. What?
All right. Okay. I missed the first bit of this. Never mind. All right. A husband, okay. One weekend, the husband is in the bathroom shaving when the kid he hired to mow his lawn, a local kid named Bubba, comes in to pee. The husband slyly looks over and is shocked at how immensely endowed Bubba is. He can't help himself and asks Bubba what his secret is. "Well," says Bubba, "every night before I climb into bed with a girl, I whack my penis on the bedpost 3 times. It works and it sure impresses the girls." The husband was so excited at this easy suggestion and decided to try it that very night. So before climbing into bed with his wife, he took out his penis and whacked it 3 times on the bedpost. His wife, half asleep, said, "Bubba, is that you?" No, Bubba.
Oh, man, like Bubba, you know. Oh, man. All right. All right. This is you got to listen carefully to this one, right?
Okay.
A farmer heard a knock at the door, so he goes to answer it. There stands a young man nicely dressed. "May I help you?" asks the farmer. The kid says, "I'm Tobias, and I'm here to fuck your daughter." "To what?" says the farmer. The man straightened his shirt, leant in, and said, "Tobias." Sorry, he just repeated his name. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's just it. Tobias. There you go. There you go. That's it. No, sorry. It should be really. The man straightened his shirt, leant in, and clearly said, I'm Tobias. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. Sorry.
Tobias.
Tobias. Tobias. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, it's very simple. Very simple and silly.
Oh, mate, this is a... What was it? It's a long walk for a short swim, whatever it is. All right, ready?
Go, ready.
Sean Connery was interviewed by Michael Parkinson and bragged that despite his 72 years of age, he can still have sex 3 times a night. Kylie Minogue, who was also a guest, looked intrigued. After the show, Kylie said, Sean, if I'm not being too forward, I'd love to take you back to my place and make love to an older man. So they go back to her place and have great sex. Afterwards, Sean says, if you think that was good, let me sleep for half an hour and we can have even better sex. But while I'm sleeping, hold my thing in your left hand and your thing in your right hand. Kylie looks a bit perplexed, but says, okay. He sleeps for half an hour, awakens, and they have even more wonderful sex. Then Sean says, Kylie, that was wonderful, but if you let me sleep for an hour, we can have the best sex yet. But again, hold my thing in your left hand and your thing in your right hand. Kylie is now used to the routine and complies. The results are mind-blowing. Once it's all over, the cigarettes are lit. Kylie asks, Sean, tell me, does my holding your thing in my left hand and my thing in my right hand stimulate you while you're sleeping? Sean replies, no, but the last time I slept with a lady from Melbourne, she stole all of my shit. I told you. Sorry.
That was hilarious. You said Michael Parkinson and Sean Connery, yeah?
I said Sean Connery was interviewed by Michael Parkinson.
Cool. Just checking. No, just checking.
What do you think I said? That's such a madness.
I thought you said Michael Caine in my head, so I wasn't sure if it was Michael. So I was like, Michael Caine became Sean.
Citizen Kane? You just got Kane in the head now because of the dog, right?
I'm caned up, mate. I'm all caned up. An Englishman and a Dutchman are sitting in a pub. The Dutchman says to the Englishman, every time I see you in here, you walk up with a different girl. What's your secret? The Englishman replies, it's really easy. As soon as I walk into the pub, I casually toss my Rolls Royce keys onto the bar and the girls practically throw themselves at me. The Dutchman says, wow, you got a Rolls Royce. The Englishman says, nah, man, I'm just as poor as you. I bought this Rolls Royce key fob on Amazon for £10 and the ladies are none the wiser. So the Dutchman goes on Amazon and buys the exact same key fob. He then goes to various pubs across London, but has no luck whatsoever. A few weeks later, he sees the Englishman again. He tells him, yo, like, your key fob trick is so bogus. I went to 20 pubs and no lady looked at me twice. Not even once. Please, take this bad luck charm out of my hands. The Englishman catches it and goes, thanks, now I've got 2. By the way, maybe it would work better if you took your bicycle helmet off next time. Long walk for a short swim.
This is definitely another remix, but I'm all about this, right? A father was very upset about his son, little Johnny's gambling habits. So he went up to school to talk to the boy's teacher. The teacher suggested maybe if he lost heavily in a bet, it would cure him. The dad thought that it was a good idea. That night after school, she asked little Johnny to stay behind and confronted him about his bad gambling habits. Johnny replied, it's not only me with bad habits, miss. You're a fraud. You pretend to be a lady and you've got nothing on under that dress. I have so, she blurted out without thinking. Oh, no, you don't, and I'll bet you my month's pocket money. The teacher was in a bit of a moral dilemma. She had promised to help, and this would be an expensive bet for Johnny to lose. So she lifted her skirt and flashed little Johnny. Having won, she rang the boy's father and told him about her bet. Damn it, said the father. This morning you bet me $200 you'd show me your panties. Oh, little Johnny.
Little Johnny.
King of the smart.
Horrible kid. Shout out to all the Johnnies. That was a good one. I like that remix though. All right. This might be the joke that ends our friendship.
Sure.
I went to an archaeology party recently where they were uncovering a lower human leg. It was quite the shindig.
Oh, That has strengthened our relationship. With
Yeah,
anything.
okay,
That is right up my. That is brilliant.
It's quite the shindy.
It's awful, but it's brilliant. All right.
Knee slappingly funny.
Okay. A woman and a baby were in the doctor's examining room waiting for the doctor to come in. The doctor arrived, examined the baby, checked his weight, and found it somewhat below the normal weight. The doctor asked if the baby was breastfed or bottle fed. The woman replied, I was definitely breastfed. He said, okay, if you could just remove your top, please. She did. He pressed, kneaded, rolled, cupped, and pinched both breasts in a detailed fashion, rigorously, very thorough examination. Motioning for her to get dressed, he said, no wonder this baby's underweight. You don't have any milk. I know, she said. I'm his grandmother. But I'm glad I came, though. Also, that punchline could be a double entendre.
What was it that?
I'm glad I came, though.
Oh, wait! I'm worried that this joke might undo all of the positive.
All of the shindig work.
What's the opposite of formaldehyde?
Casual something.
Casual Jekyll.
Oh, damn it! I should have got it. No, I was so close.
So close.
Oh, damn it! I lacked confidence there.
Oh, man. Lactose
Ran
and
with it.
confidence. Oh, man.
I think that's from me today, bro.
Oh, there we go. Those are our jokes.
Of the week.
Oh, man. Sean, I enjoyed that very much.
Shindig one, man.
Oh, man.
That's a classic.
It was a good one. All right, cool. Can we do one would you rather?
Yes.
Cool. All right, cool. All right.
Did we have any responses last week for the lack of no sleep versus you haven't ever got to sleep versus 100 quid every time you slept?
Well, I'll be honest, because we record these two back to back, we haven't put that out yet. So if we did, that would be so weird. That would be wild. Yeah, it would be like a time machine one.
You think it would also be like Halloween or something? Jeez.
Yeah, that is
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Right. This is a quick one, right?
Okay. There's a couple.
Yeah, this is a quick one, but this one has to be quick because I don't want to because I had to clean it up a little bit. Would you rather poop every time you orgasm, or have a 5% chance that you'll say something racist in every conversation that you have?
5%. Boy.
That's a toughie, isn't it?
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
You are actually a racist 10% of the time, so it'll be a reduction.
Right, I was about to say, clearing up my act. No, this is, I'm going to put this out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I was of a different persuasion,
Yeah.
no, I'll put it out there. If I was just fully white,
Yeah.
then I would have to like seriously consider the pooping one.
Yeah.
But because I'm a bit racially
Ambiguous. or
ambiguous,
mixed. Yeah.
I can get away. I just get away with it, innit?
So you're factoring in, they're like, he's just a bit racist.
No,
yeah.
no, I know. They'll be like, where are you from? And I'm like, yeah, I'm from wherever it is. That I happen to be.
So after the racist thing, say it's all right, I'm from there, and just keep it pushing.
Just keep it moving.
All right, cool.
Keep it moving. They're like, but you told me. I'm like, shh, it's okay.
I just
What
feel
about you,
like
bro?
I feel like it's easier to apologize for being racist than it is for pooping your pants if you're in a room with someone having an orgasm. Do you get what I'm saying? It's easier to say sorry than to poop in your pants.
No, but the thing is, right? You've got a choice.
Yeah.
In a sense of, you've got a choice to tell someone that it's going to happen, and see if it still happens.
And there's a market for it.
And there's
You might find someone that loves it. You might find someone who's down for the count, bro. You might.
I can't look at you for a minute.
My god.
For a minute. All right.
You might.
Absolutely no story behind this. Right.
You might. No, for real. Like there is a market. So
There
you
is.
all right. Here's another solution. You would just have to not talk as much. You just have to not talk as much. The thing is, you're still going to say something. You'd have to like.
Oh, I was just after you said
one. So yeah, just after you said the racist thing, you can be like, if I don't talk at all now, then there's a very low chance of me saying something racist. But you couldn't do any like speeches at work, Zooms. You'd have to keep real short. The worst thing is if you try and keep it short to single word answers, that one racist thing you're going to say is probably going to be a one word racist thing. And that's really hard to explain, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, but you're just in a Zoom. So what do you think? And everyone goes, what? I mean, yes, we should. It's hard, isn't it, bro? It's a tricky one, isn't it?
It would be easier to find someone who was into, I don't even know, what's the correct term for it? Something play?
Dirt play. It's called scat.
Scat.
Oh, that's the porn, isn't it? Scat porn, it's called. I think it's called dirty play. I don't know.
All right,
Poopy play?
Poopy play.
I think that's what you should call it.
It's probably... the difference being is, right, that one is confined to you and your partner. Well, it's confined to, well, it depends really, isn't it? It depends on what you get up to, but
you wouldn't be up for it though. You wouldn't necessarily enjoy it, would you? It would just happen. I mean, you'd never be constipated.
Yeah, if you were constipated, you'd be like, I'm just going to knock one out.
Knock one out. Both ends.
I mean, it could be an amazing release. I'm just putting out there. I don't want to knock it because I haven't tried it.
Yeah. I'm going to stay in that group of don't knock it because I haven't tried it though.
Fair play.
Yeah, I think
Fair play to you,
I'll stay there. So what's your final answer, Sean? I think I'd go for racism, but I'd say less. I'd just be... Marcus is so stoic. He hardly says anything. But sometimes he says something that's a bit weird, but the rest of the time he's lovely.
He's quietly racist.
Yeah. Like he whispers really racist thing all the time. And then he'll talk up for a little bit. And then he goes really quiet. When he goes quiet, he's about to be racist. You know?
I'm going to say this. I don't ever like to suggest doing this, but I think I would have to pretend to have Tourette's. I don't condone, people pretending to have ailments that they don't have for their personal gain. But this one, the personal gain is like not going to jail, not getting beaten up, not being able to sustain friends. It's quite a dark existence.
To be honest,
Sean,
it's very dark. To be fair, you would have a form of Tourette's. You would be Tourette's. You just have a really weird calculation that knowing that 95% of the time your Tourette's is not there. But
do you know that I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a very, very high percent of Tourette sufferers who the stuff that they blurt out will be profanities.
Yeah.
I watched something recently which explained it, and obviously has not stuck because I can't.
The ones that I've seen is a lot of because I know everyone's Tourette's is not the same, but some of the ones I've seen is they say exactly what they don't want to say. So they're like, you ever be like if you were in a room and like the last thing you want to say in a church is pedo or whatever, right? Because obviously of the extra connotations of religion and all that kind of stuff, right? That's where they're more likely to say that. For example, or like if you're around kids, you shouldn't say fuck off, and they're like fuck off, fuck. Do you get me? That kind of stuff. So that's the Tourette's I've seen is like that. So to be fair,
I'm going with that one and claiming Tourette's and Tourette's.
Keeping control of your bowels. But you would have a form of Tourette's, really, right? Okay, have we done this one before? If we have, I'll give you another one. Would you rather shapeshift to look like any human or any animal? More to this. Would you rather shapeshift to look like any human or any animal? There's more to this, right? This is not a curse. You can morph back and forth at will. You must have seen the human or animal in person, no pictures, before in order to do so. The human or animal that you've seen before must be alive when you see them. Unless you've seen a living extinct animal in person, you cannot morph into any extinct animals. By animal, I mean those animals in the animal kingdom.
How are you seeing extinct animals?
So if you see a elephant, and then all elephants are killed after.
Afterwards. So that makes more sense. Okay.
Obviously, since this is either/or, you cannot morph into any human as a loophole for the animal circle. Right?
Wait. What? So you can't morph
into a human as a loophole for the animal choice.
Understood.
Okay. You can only morph into... This is getting a bit tough now. You can only morph into what the human or animal looked like at the time of seeing them. You can morph clothing, but only into what they were wearing. If you remove it, poof, it disappears. Extra information. You only need to see the animal once in your life, even before you gain the ability. So it's like when I say at the time of seeing them, it's referring to what the animal is or human looked like at the time.
So whatever animals we have seen in the flesh, if we were to suddenly
In your life, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So if you see someone at 37, if they're aged 50 a few years later, you'll only be able to morph into them at 37 as they were seen. Same for animals. If you see a baby penguin, you can only morph into the baby penguin, not the adult, unless you saw an adult one as well.
Interesting.
In which case, you'd have another choice.
I love the fact as well. I don't know if this was the reason, but do you reckon there was someone that was like, I would pick the humans because then I can morph into them and then I could sell their I could take their clothes off and sell them. And you were like, nope. Because as soon as you take the clothes off,
disappear. Yeah.
Damn it!
And someone was like, "I'd rather shape into the animal that is, I don't know, who's an animalistic celebrity. I don't know.
Oh, Halle Berry and Catwoman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd like to morph into Halle Berry as my animal. Like, no, animals only or humans. So yeah, it's either a human or an animal.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw some ideas out where my brain goes initially. The animal one would give you the gift, the opportunity to do things that you like, to fly, to jump, climb, run fast, all kinds of swing from tree to tree, have incredible endurance, like be like a horse and just run for like a day or something mad. The human one being other. Actually, I told you about that Adam Sandler film where he tried shoes on, he just became other people. I mentioned that to you when I think it was around Christmas.
Oh
time.
yeah, you did. Yeah.
Not Christmas time. Sorry. All right. Whilst I'm thinking, extrapolate what your thoughts are.
My mind immediately went to just soaring through the clouds. The actual gift of flight. So I'd probably want to research the bird that can just like is the best at flying. I don't know what makes it the best with the least effort.
Yeah, but just go and look at loads of birds, and then you can just go in midair. You can just go, oh, change to that one. Oh, change to that one. Oh, change.
Okay. I thought you only get to choose one. So it's any human or any animal.
Where does it say that?
Oh, sorry. I thought you had to pick one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad.
I don't know. It's your would you rather, bro?
Yeah. I think it's animals, man. Animals, bro. Wow. A blue whale.
I mean,
you could be any animal. Humans is cool, but any animal, bro.
But you know, it's a tough one because there are so many outlandish things that you can do as an animal. The human one would be super fun because you could just you would be able to know how everybody felt. Like you could be a 4'1" person one day, and then the next day you could be soaring above everyone, being like, I'm 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
That would just be like a normal day for you.
That's just says be a normal day for you.
8 foot extrovert.
Yeah. What? Introvert. I think I gotta go animal, bro. Like I just want.
You could be celebrities. You could just change it to celebrity. You know what? It would be fun with. Fun for you could fuck with people, and I quite enjoy doing that.
What, like Wesley Snipes being like walking up to Wesley Snipes as Wesley Snipes, saying, "What's up, Wes?"
You're not gonna. It must not gonna pay us taxes. Yeah, I mean, you could do all of that stuff, but you could. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
I feel like
animals. You go to animals.
Yeah,
it would be more incredible. There's more fuckeries that you could do, I think, as a.
I could jump off a cliff as a human and just change into a bird and soar, like just mad stuff like that.
You could jump off your coffee table and do that if you wanted to.
Do you know what I mean? Or like if I was in a like dodgy situation, I don't know. Like if I was in a dodgy situation, I could morph into another animal. Like I don't know. If I was in a tight space because I was in a crash or crumble building, morph into a snake and just slither away.
Morph into like a dust mite.
Yeah.
And no one's like, well, he disappeared, and you're like,
I'm back. Yeah, I think I'd do that. Yeah, I think.
But then again, you could, I suppose, you could then, if you wanted to, you could morph into like, I don't know, Eddie Hall.
Yeah, that's true. Like. Yeah, and just be massive.
But if people have straps, not much use.
Yeah, that's true.
You can target area.
Yeah.
I just turned sideways up here, right?
Yeah, that's what I think I'll do, man. I think I'll go for that.
Animals.
Bro. Yeah, animals.
I'm torn, but yeah, I think I'm going to go animals as well.
So there you go. Those are a couple of killer bits of the week, bruv. Not killer bits, sorry. Would you rathers? Before we get to our killer bits, though, can we do a little bit of news of the week? Do you have any news stories?
I do. Do you have one do you want to kick off with one?
I have. Can we read off our news story headlines that we have? How many do you have? 1, 2?
Two.
All right. I'll read 2. You read 2 as well, right? And then we'll read them back to back, and then afterwards we'll decide which we go for first. These are our news stories
of the week.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see whose news headline is the weirdest. Man got so drunk that he joined a search party looking for a missing person that was actually him.
Like that fully legit sounds like something. When I say one of us, I mean very specific one of
We've all got a mate like that. Yeah, go on. What's yours?
First one is pizza with a side of cocaine. Do I tell the full? Do you want me to tell the full title?
Yeah, go for it.
German pizza are raided over best-selling special order.
Pizza with a side of cocaine. All right, there you go. All right. Gang of otters invade park and attack joggers.
Those darn otters. The next one I have is mud, beer, and cash. Annual wife carrying championship takes Maine by storm.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say you're gonna have to have first pick.
I've got one more for you, but then you can see.
Okay, go.
Orcas are killing great white sharks for their hearts and testicles.
Oi, those orcas, bro. They've got their own black market.
Listen,
they are shotting stuff on.
So what stands out to you with the news story, Sean? What do you fancy first?
Okay, I will be honest, right? From an intrigue perspective, it's actually the orcas and whales.
Okay, all right. Do you want to go for that drunk man? So thing is, the one about the man being so drunk, it kind of tells itself, doesn't it? You kind of know what's going on there. Right, okay, right. Orcas. Oh, so, and out of your stories, I think I'd like to go for the pizza one, please, if that's okay. This will be quite short, I think. Orcas are ripping open great white sharks for their livers, hearts, and testicles. It turns out great white sharks aren't always the hunters or the feared killers of the ocean, and they're actually prey for orcas. Orcas, an example is, I believe, a dolphin is an orca type of orca, right? It is. I believe it's a type of orca.
I thought that
killer whales and dolphins are the same. They are both orcas. Yeah,
they're both orcas.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the dolphins though that are killing the great whites. So I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks like it's the killer whales. But killer whales are just dolphins with a different skin, though, innit? A different Fortnite skin, and a bit thicker. If you took a dolphin and made it a bit fatter and painted it black at the top and white at the bottom, you pretty much got a killer whale, innit?
Oh, in the same way that like a zebra and a horse are the same.
Yeah.
Cool. No.
Anyway, sorry. Right. Let's digress from my foolishness. It turns out that great white sharks aren't always the hunter. In fact, they are feared killers. Wait a second. The feared killers of the ocean are actually preyed for orcas. That makes sense. A really weird written article. Autopsies have been done on 6 bodies of monster predators that washed up on the coast of South Africa over the years, and the results show that sharks were attacked by killer whales for their nutrient-rich organs. A marine biologist, Alison Towner, helped perform post-mortems on 6 sharks that were washed up on a YouTube channel called Shark Talk. And the orcapods had physically ripped open the shark skins just below the throat in a precise and refined way in order for the organs to slip and slide out. There have been reports of killer whales attacking several species of sharks off the South African coast since 2017, and their deaths are eventually linked to 2 killer whales in the area that are there doing their same thing.
Hold on a minute. You make an incision on the neck of the shark and his bollocks find its way out. What? To be honest, I don't know where a great white shark's bollocks lie. To be honest, it could be right next to his neck.
Ballsy guy. He could say that when he's getting attacked, his balls were in his throat because he was so scared. And then he goes, "Oh, thank you. Shoop, I have it." I mean,
wow. And what, they're leaving the rest of the sharks? So they are just harvesting them for their nutrient-rich organs, and the rest are like, nah.
Save it for later, innit? I'm not really that hungry. Yeah.
You would have thought that the rest of the marine world would have jumped on that.
I presume. Do you know what? I think the scientists would have had to have got. Excuse me. The scientists would have had to have got a hold of these creatures before they got eaten, because I think once stuff's out in the sea for a little while, everybody gets involved in that.
Well, I thought you said they were like washed up, no?
Yeah, well, maybe they got washed up quite quickly then, or maybe it happened like close to the. Maybe I wouldn't know, man. I just know that if stuff's left out at
close
sea,
to shore.
yeah. Maybe they run them into shallow ground and fuck them up. Maybe that's where they pin them down. That's where they pin them down and mess them up, because they can breathe out of the water, can't they? Because they are mammals. They are mammals. They are mammals, aren't they?
Yeah. We are pretty much like David Attenborough's like competition, right?
Yeah, man. Just a lot more ignorant. Voices don't sound as weathered and as kind, do they? You get me?
Oh,
but
absolute legend.
But
Absolute
yeah,
legend.
but it took them hours, man. They meticulously took measurements from each part of the shark, and then they saw if there was any like trauma, any boat injuries or fishing lines or anything else that could be there. They were like, nah, man, it's definitely other animals. This 60 kilo or 132 pound liver has been ripped out of this beast with intention, and it's pretty obvious who did it. A big liver, innit?
Yeah, well, it's like me.
Raw. Wow, that's a lot of liver. But yeah, man, it's just that's what they're doing.
Right.
They're learning. Oh my god, I think they're learning to get their hold of their pectoral fins and like using a ripping motion, rip them open, because the liver is very oily and slippery, and it would naturally slide out. They are smart fuckers, bro. Yeah, man. So that's what they're doing. That's my story. What would you like to go for, Sean?
Right. No, I'm going for the. I'll go with the one that you said initially. A pizza.
Please do. I can't wait for this.
Right. Police in Germany say they have busted a restaurant that delivered cocaine with one order on its menu after a tip-off earlier this year. It had been one of the top-selling pizzas.
Can I have a snuff crust, please?
God, right. Also, wait a minute. You said snuff, not even sniff.
Yeah, I just thought it rhymes, innit?
Yeah, but you know what snuff is? Right, never mind.
To kill someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sniff snuff. You know, when people talk about coke, they can just be like, a little bit of, party dust. Yeah, I mean, ice and sugar.
Bit of snuff.
Snuff. Yeah, snuffed crust. Sniffed crust doesn't sound as good, does it?
Your joke here. I'll stop dissecting it. All right. A German pizzeria has been
coke. Sorry,
been busted after allegedly delivering one of its dishes with a customary side order of cocaine.
Wait, it's customary.
It sounds very above board, wouldn't it? Police said that the restaurant in Dusseldorf, Western Germany, would provide the drug when customers asked for item number 40 on the menu. It's not known how much the pizzeria charged for the special order. I also really want to know what a number 40 is.
It's a line of coke, isn't it?
No, about do you get a pizza as well?
I think the pizza is including the price. I think if you,
I'm not saying that
would be cold if you come in and order your drugs, and it's at good market cost, and they go to you, yeah, sorry mate, you're gonna have to order some food to bring in. Could you imagine?
No, but what I'm saying is, if you order the 40,
Yeah.
it doesn't say here that you just get a bag of Coke. It says you get a bag of Coke as a side to your pizza. So I want to know what that pizza is.
Wow. It'll probably be a margarita.
You reckon?
Yeah, something simple that you can get out quickly. A quick margarita would do, because if you have anything else on it, wouldn't it take a bit longer? No snuffed crust on it at all. It'll be a thin base.
I'm gonna say
if
you had a margarita pizza or you like lobbed a few olives and some peppers on it, I don't think it's gonna be taking much longer to cook.
Yeah. But it's just, that's a waste of resources. We're selling Coke, innit? The pizza's a side thing.
Depends how you look at it. Maybe you're just like, you know what? I'm dying for that number 40 pizza. Do you know what? Once I'm finished, I'll probably have a couple of lines. I don't know how this works.
I could just imagine someone marching back in 2 hours later. Look here, mate, I'm not being funny, but this pizza was absolutely rubbish. I'm gonna go through the 100 reasons why I don't think this pizza was up to scratch. Oh, fuck it. Fuck it.
But before you answer, do you want another number 40?
Yeah, go on, take the edge off. Yeah,
I love it. They were like surprised. They're like, this was one of the best-selling pizzas. Criminal director Michael Graf von Molkt said.
Duh, was it Moorish?
The police were first tipped off by food inspectors in March.
What do we think the food inspectors saw?
When drug officers began observing the restaurant, they buzzed the restaurant's manager apartment. He then proceeded to throw a bag of drugs out of the window.
I'm sorry, Sean. Sorry. Before we get to the throwing of the drugs out the window, what do we think happened to the food inspectors for them to grass it up? Do you think they were at 1 star and the guy was like, you know, you have like a 5-star rating here with food restaurants. Do you reckon they're like, look, sir, you're going to have to really tidy up this place because in terms of like cleanliness, there seems to be like a residue of dust all over the place and you need to clear it up. And it's definitely not flour for the pizza. It's something else. And the guy's like, look, how about I make this worth your while, innit? Do you want a number 40? What? Do you want a number? Look, just open up this box. I'm just saying, I can make all your problems go away. When I know how much a food inspector gets cost. What happened there? Like, what would they have seen? Would they have gone like time to test the flour? I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, Sean. Sorry.
It looks as if they got tipped off, and then food inspectors went to keep stake out. No pun intended. Steak. Sorry. But also, I'm a little bit upset now because initially I thought I was getting my number 40 with a side of Coke, and they just threw it out the window.
Yeah.
He then proceeded to throw a bag of drugs out of the window, which fell right into the arms of the police officers. Good throw.
Yoink.
Police discovered 1.6 kilograms of cocaine.
That's a lot.
It depends how heavy a night you're having, right? 40 grams. 40 grams of cannabis and £223,000 in cash, or 268,000 euros.
Okay. The fact that they mentioned the cannabis there, how much cannabis?
40 kilos.
Oh, I thought you said 40 grams. Sorry, 40 kilograms.
40
yeah.
grams.
Oh,
he just said, he said less than 2 ounces. It's fine. We just put it on the side. But 40. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. Only 40 grams. He literally
I mean, that's unfair, innit? Get him for the Coke and the cash.
Yeah,
but
1.6 kilos of cocaine. Like,
40 grams.
40 grams of...
I reckon there's a bit more weed there. And I reckon we were walkies. Hey, what happens to that big bag of weed? No, man, we talk about it's 40 grams, man. Now, let's get that pizza off and going right now.
Do we reckon, that they were just doing a side with cocaine, or there was another side with cannabis, or after the pizza and cocaine, after that, then you might be like, do you know what? I might need a little something just to level me off.
What if they combine this? What if the number 40, Sean, was a side of cocaine, right? And then it was a cannabis pizza afterwards. So then you can just have a little snack, relax, chill.
Wouldn't know whether you're coming or going though.
Yeah, man. Tough time, bro. Tough time. I mean, a cannabis pizza. That would be of interest to me, you know.
Oh, is it? You can go to Cambodia and have. When I was in Cambodia, I might have tried
ganja slice.
So it's weird, right? There, you're not allowed to smoke. What they have is this. They have stuff which is like what we would probably call mersh.
Okay.
Right? It's like kind of Thai sticky stuff or Cambodian sticky stuff. Let me know. But anyway, in Cambodia, you're allowed to put it on food. So you can go to a restaurant, you can get like a weed pizza, you can get a weed shake, you can get like your potato, you can get like a, I don't know, like mashed potato with lamb, and then you can have they can sprinkle weed in your mashed potato, and it's kind of mad.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to smoke it. And I was like, oh, that's weird.
That's mad.
Yeah,
man.
it's an interesting rule. I mean, it was a while ago now, so I don't know if it's still the same. But
so you can have a cheese sandwich, but if they catch you making cheese on toast, then you're burning that ganj, then you can get in trouble if you've put a little topping on. You get me?
Yeah, something like that. So literally something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, man.
You're going to eat your pizza and you're just lighting the top of it as you're eating it. They're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're like, no, nothing.
Cannabis crust. You're just smoking out.
Right. The manager, 36, was detained for a few days. However, he soon reopened the business and continued to sell the pizza number 40 with the usual side order, police said. That gave investigators an opportunity to look into the supply chain, and after several weeks, some 150 officers busted an entire drug ring in Western Germany, arresting 3 people, including the 20-year-old suspected of heading the operation, and raided homes and businesses of another 12 suspects. 2 cannabis farms were also discovered in nearby Mönchengladbach and Solingen, with 360 plants, respectively. The pizzeria's manager was arrested when he tried to escape the country and is still in custody.
I mean,
So
it sounds like he
also-
tried to run away. It sounds
Wait,
like he ratted on them, innit?
Wait a minute. They arrested him, knew that he was selling cocaine. I keep saying like that because I've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine recently.
Yeah.
Cocaine. And they were like,
Or for New Girl fans,
they-
cocaine. Cocaine.
cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine.
I don't know.
It's
Don't know the
someone
reference.
calls it cocaine.
And I'm a little bit baffled here because I'm like, they detained him for a few days and was like, yep, free to go. What?
I smell a rat. I'll tell you everything.
As in what they put him back out into the market.
Yeah, and they
As- as their
investigated
employee.
supply chain, yeah.
But all he had to do was like not continue what he was doing. And then they would have had
I reckon that was it. Like, put him back on the street, let him continue what he's doing.
Pro-
so they could
make him think that like they're not even that fussed.
Yeah, and then
It's
he goes, "Nah, man, it's cool, right, man. They I told him it was flour, it's cool." So he calls for his drugs, and they get to follow the money, which goes up the chain. That's why they all got arrested, and he went on the. They say he was detained or on the run.
No, he was detained after trying to flee the country.
Detained after trying to flee, so he's disappeared off the ends. Put him on a little witness protection program, I reckon. So that is, man. Cheese.
I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't think it was
Sorry.
cheese. The fact that
Good pun.
they let him go, and but all he had to do was not reoffend or change it to 41.
Yeah.
41 and a side of, I don't know, meth instead. Switch it up a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, paracetamol. Right, Sean. On that note, what's your favourite flavour pizza?
Oh, do you already know off the top of your head your favourite pizza?
Pepperoni passion, extra cheese, extra tomatoes,
So
maybe
you're
some
not sure?
jalapenos
Cool.
and a stuffed crust. There is a place that does a 24-inch pizza that I want to try because it's just massive.
Okay, I don't have a specific pizza like you do. Also, I will say this: I didn't eat pizza for more than 7 years
Why?
because I didn't eat wheat or gluten.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
right.
and no dairy.
They got options for you now though. They got like cheese, which is like
Cheese.
it's not cheese, and then they got
Oh,
gluten-free.
bro,
dairy-free.
I've tried every like vegan pizza.
What's it saying?
No, they're usually pretty dead. No, I'm just being real.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm
Appreciate
just
the honesty.
being real because let's be honest, like the cheese is a large part of the pizza,
Yeah.
and one like there's a lot of like if anybody is also I don't know, lactose intolerant or vegan or on a specific diet, there are a hell of a lot of good substitutes for gluten and dairy products. Cheese is one of the things which is still not done that well. There are a couple of new brands. I'm not gonna lie, there are a couple of new brands. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but they do like.
It's
do
got
like,
be-
do
it's
like
got
a
better.
smoke. Yeah, it has got better, but it's one of the things that they've struggled with for quite a while. I don't think we'll when they master the cheese.
I think the thing that's missing from cheese is probably the lactose and just like the meatiness of it, innit? Like the non-veganness of it. So yeah, but you know, it is getting better. It is. I've
The
tried some.
non-veganness.
I've been on the protein cheeses which have like less lactose in them. I've been the lactose-free cheeses as well, but they're not vegan though. So
Yeah.
Are you a pineapple on pizza guy?
Yes, 100%. I got no problems with pineapple.
How about
pizza.
anchovies on pizza?
I don't like anchovies on or off pizzas.
How about anchovies and pineapple on pizza?
No, I'm good. Oh, do you know what I love? I will say this. Probably one of my favorite ingredients on a pizza is artichokes. I
Okay.
love artichokes on a pizza. All about
Alright.
them. All about them.
All right.
Hearty.
No. A globe artichoke?
Mm.
Okay.
On it.
Nice. All right.
It's usually whatever pizza I get. If it doesn't have it, it's getting added as an extra.
Fair enough. But you know what? It's got to be, if it's going to be an artichoke, it's got to be like the right type, because if you don't do it right, they're wet. They make the pizza all wet. I want a crispy one. Not crispy, but it needs to have crunch to it.
Okay.
You know, like you can have a soggy vegetable and one that's firm. It's got to be firm artichoke. If you're going to do that, if I'm going to like a hood pizza spot, I'm not going to have that. But if I'm going to have it, artichoke can get quite soggy, innit?
You just walk into like a chicken shop and you're like,
yeah.
do you have artichokes?
Do you have a vegan? Gluten free. And boss man's like, bruv, it's 6:30 in the morning on a Sunday. let's not get fresh. So those were that was our news stories of the week. Sean, before we bounce, quick kill a bit. I finished watching A Quiet Place day one.
Do tell.
I don't know why.
You left us on a cliffhanger last time, only watching half the film.
Yeah. I got to say, Sean, I don't know why it has 6.3 stars. It's a really nice watch. Maybe what I like about it is what other people don't like.
6.3 is not that bad.
I know.
Let's put it out here. 5 out of 10 is average.
Oh, come on, though. If a film has 5, you ain't expecting much from it, though, are you?
It's technically it's average. I was trying to say this. I think I might have been trying to say this the other day when we were just discussing the fact that like people will, if you ask some people to rate themselves in it, they'll be like, I'm average. I'm like 7.5. 7. I'm like, that's 7.5 isn't average.
It's not average, yeah. You got to be a 5.
5's average.
A 5. Call someone a 5. No one's happy being a 5, are they?
Yeah, that's true. Unless you're a 3 and then someone calls you a 5.
Damn.
You're like, all right.
Money. I enjoyed watching it, and I've got to say, what made it nice for me was the lack of extra violence in it. Like, it felt like it was really story based. The relationship between the two main characters. I spoke about their acting names, but it's Samira and Eric. Their relationship, just like the way they meet and the way it's strained and the way that it ties into the other movies, it was just a really pleasant watch, man. It felt really, really well done. Like it didn't feel as horror-y or as scary or as.
But that's a good thing. This is the difference, right? From your perspective, like you're about that. I'm guessing if someone watched the film for the scariness, disappointed.
Yeah, man. It had jump scares in it, but it didn't have like those ones where you're like there.
Psychological.
Yeah, you can tell it's coming. You know, where it's like you hear that music and then it's all, and then it goes loud, then it goes quiet. But you know, like when I don't mind a jump scare or two that's proper, but you know when they force the jump scare, you know, like for example, in your mind,
just do it
you can picture it. There's a door at the end of a corridor. The corridor is 2 meters long. Why does it take 3 minutes for them to get down that corridor and they put their hand out slowly to reach the handle? Do you know what I mean? And now, because everyone's smart, they grab the handle, open it, nothing happens, and then 20 seconds later, something else jumps out. None of that stuff. So it gave us a bit more information about the animals, the aliens. It gave us more questions about the aliens.
Okay.
It kind of just adds to the lore of A Quiet Place, and I honestly think they could probably get another movie out of it as well. Because now that they've showed what's happened in New York and surrounding areas that are like countryside, you know, they could do other parts of the world. Kind of like 28 Days Later could show you other parts of the world as well.
Great film.
Also, during some of the tube scenes, I was like, why does this look like the UK? It's made to look like America. I was like, hang on, that looks like Canary. That's Canary Wharf. So I did a quick Google. They shot some stuff in Canary Wharf.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man. Little tax break from the UK. For the making movies there. So some of it was filmed in the UK, but they've made it look like New York. So that's how I've killed a bit of time this week. How have you killed some time, Sean?
I started watching something. I won't go into it too much, but it's called, and again, a random thing that nobody has ever seen, but I'm going to put it out there because this is the search that I did. Series similar to Elementary.
Really?
That's what I went with.
Did you finish Elementary before?
Yeah, man. I've watched it like 3 times.
I don't think I finished it.
That is a terrible crushing injustice. Sort it out.
I think it's been so long, Sean. I might be able to go back to the start.
I mean, I'm jealous of that because I've seen it like recent enough now. If I watch, I feel like I remember all the episodes. Nefarious.
There was a while where Sean and I were just going around going, Elementary all the time, and people were either pissed off with us because they knew what we were doing, or just looking at us like absolute weirdos.
Let's look. What was the line? It is not what you see.
It's what you don't see.
So
yeah.
I typed that in. I had a look at some of the suggestions. I'd already read some of the suggestions, so it's definitely a search that I'd done before. I started watching something called The Prodigal Son.
The Prodigal Son. What's it about?
It's about a son that returns prodigally. No, it's about this guy. It's about this guy whose dad is a serial killer and gets captured when he's gets captured when he's quite young. I'm not gonna lie, the dad's character is brilliant, man. He's like really, really good. But this kid's messed up, his sister. But he's like, when I say he's messed up, he has to tie himself to the bed because he has these mad nightmares. He doesn't sleep for like 3-4 days he's like on a cacophony of pills and all kinds of stuff.
A cacophony of pills. You somehow made that seem romantic, you know.
So I do.
A cacophony, yeah. Instead of a toxic cocktail of narcotics, he goes, he's on a cacophony of pills.
Yeah.
I'll have a number 41, please. I'll have the cacophony of cocaine, thank you. Yeah.
It's dark. It's dark, but it's like, again, every episode he ends up like he used to work for the. You find all this out. I'm not spoiling anything. He used to work for the FBI as a profiler. So he's a profiler by nature, and he starts working for the NYPD as a profiler. I'm enjoying it. I've only watched a handful of episodes, but I'm liking it so far.
I find that fascinating though, because
I think that this is going to be one that you may. Want to peruse? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Peruse. That's it. Peruse. That's what. Because it feels like it's got bits of Dexter in there. You know how Dexter knew he was a serial killer and had to manage it. I feel like this kid's gonna he's definitely troubled.
He's troubled. But this is the thing. His dad has actually taught him everything he knows as well.
Damn.
So his let's call it his USP. Is the fact that, like, when he goes to a crime scene, he puts himself in the
dad's shoes,
the mind of the killer.
So that is kind of like Dexter, because Dexter worked in CSI, and wow, okay, I'd like to check it out. And it's got, how many seasons has it got now? Let's see.
I think it's a couple. I think it's a couple of seasons. But I will say this: what I've seen of it so far, like, I like the way it's shot. I like the way it's just got some good characters in it already. It's got some good characters. So 33
episoes, baby. That's a nice amount of TV to watch. Yeah, 7.7 on IMDb, which is far above average on Sean's.
I didn't. 7.7. That's a catch.
Yeah, man. All right, bro. I might check it out. I've got still need to watch the rest of Slow Horses.
Yeah, same.
And should we try and get that done before next week?
Maybe. Yeah.
All right, let's try and get that done for next week, and then I'll pick up Prodigal Son. And I'm working my way through something else at the moment. I can't remember it now, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm still,
when I don't have the brain power to think of what I end up doing is I'll end up scrolling because I'm quite particular. So the thing that I put on, CSI.
Nice. You can fall in and out of that show.
Season 14 or something.
162.
And I just, every now and again, I put it on, and half of the time I'm like half watching it, pottering, doing stuff, up until it, and then sometimes I'm like, I won't really watch it, and then I'm like absolutely gripped because I want to know what's
amazing. Well, then after that finishes, you can watch I feel like it came after CSI, NCIS.
NCIS.
Yeah, and they got like, CSI Miami and NCIS.
Yeah. But
Orlando.
There's the Special Victims Unit, which I cannot watch because I think we discussed this previously. I can't watch this. Every episode is about like child molesters.
Yeah,
this is like.
Allow that.
You can have like one episode if there's like 10 or something like that.
I'll take one creepy, dodgy one, but I want crime like drugs. Killed them because they loved them. Killed them killed them because they were trying to crime of passion, trying to lunge forward with a knife to kill someone that they hate, and accidentally the person that they love got in the way. So then both of the people who loved the person that got killed tried to hide it. That kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. That's quite specific, but yeah.
Has a weird medical problem that means that their evidence seems tainted and throws everyone in the wrong direction. That kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
It's perfect.
It's the perfect tell.
Yes, it is.
Your bone marrow transplant at the age of 5 has meant that the DNA evidence that you've left is different. That kind of stuff. Give me that all day. Give me that all day.
I will say this. I will say this about CSI. I think CSI, from the get-go, I used to watch it like ages and ages ago. They've done all of so if anyone doesn't know, you have a little scene at the beginning of a series, and that's called a cold open, right? And the cold open usually doesn't have to, in CSI it kind of does, but in other things it doesn't have to, what's the term? It doesn't have to be on board with the rest of the reality of the show. You can have something which is kind of outside the scope of how actually things work in the rest of the series. But for CSI, like they've run out a bit. Some of the cold opens, you're like, that was terrible.
So they have nothing to do with any crime.
No, but it's just like, because usually it's like a sharp comeback or something, and then just goes into the and like, but they'll say something witty, whereas they'll just be like, "This person died. We need to investigate."
I thought it would be like a cheesy pun, like someone comes in and is like, "Damn man, you've eaten my hot dog. Well, you always order two hot dogs, and you always eat my hot dog." And then something like they're arguing about it, and the air conditioning breaks, and then the person's eating the two hot dogs starts getting the meat sweats, and the person's had their hot dogs stolen turns to them and goes, "Now who's the hot dog?"
So if CSI, if you want any ideas for any new cold opens,
we got you. We should have got you.
Just speak to Marcus Bronzy here.
I got you, bro.
Oh, the hot dog one. If you use that, we're gonna copyright
that. I want it. It's a good one, though, isn't it? Yeah. Now who's the hot dog? I mean, that could also be a killer line if you had like a evil character who loved hot dogs or whatever and then got burnt. Like burnt to death at the end, innit? So now who's the hot dog?
So if you're also looking for a plot for a horror film,
it's like Candyman, but a guy who's made out of hot dogs. I don't know. I think it's time to finish this episode now. I think we're going to get into the realms of craziness. We forgot to do shout-outs today, so we'll have to pick them up on another episode, or maybe in our punishment episode, if that's cool. If you don't know what punishment is, it's where you send in jokes to us. Jokes at How to Kill an Hour is where you fire them to us. Some of them have been great. Some of them have been amazing. Some of them are never going to see the light of day. I don't know why you sent them to us. Not even worth response. Just, I don't know. Just like, wow. Look at me and Sean, man. We ain't going to tell them kind of jokes. It's
more like I get intrigued as like, what were you thinking at the time when you thought to post this and thought, you know what? They might.
I think I have an answer for some of them. Racism. At How to Kill an Hour on all socials is where you can find us. I'm at Marcus Bronzy. Where can we find you, Sean?
Nada.
He's not interested in any of that social media. You're living the good life, man. Jealous of that, man. Yeah, man. I've got another announcement as well. I'm actually doing a live show with K Kurd for Ain't Got a Clue on the 27th of November. Sean, you're more than welcome to pop down.
Okay.
Yeah. So find that upthecreek.co.uk if you want to get tickets to that. Thank you very much. It'll be a live show of sorts. Find out more there, but we'll be in your ear hole soon with Punderful. Peace.